Hello, welcome to the Kanto GNDL Season 7 draft review. I am Dash Dude, and this time I am not by myself. Holy cow. If you all want to pipe up.
At least so you claim. We could just
Whoa,
be quiet and assume you're here by yourself.
Oh, that'd be funny.
that would be funny. Devilish. But no, I'm not here by myself this time. Finally, some mods can join me.
Yes,
Um,
I'm Michael. I have hit rank 1 on a couple different random ladders, so a lot of my opinions today will be based basically on what I've seen in Gen 7 Battle Factory and Gen 9 NatDex Ranbats.
ooh,
Uh, Hi, I'm Amber. I won one of these, but I'm really rusty because I've been studying for my exams, so I'm gonna have very strange opinions.
let's go. Michael, you also play in Johto and have played in Johto a bunch of times.
That's true. I've played a few times. I made playoffs at least once.
You made the finals with a really, really disgusting Tapu Koko team very early in
Oh
Gen
yeah,
9.
I just decided to draft as
You
much
had Tapu
electric
Koko
burning
Iron
as
Valiant.
possible. Yep.
Very, very strong. Someone has that in Sinnoh this time, so that'll be fun. And I am Dash, dude. I'm a perennial Kanto playoff bust. I had a bye last season. That was fun. Actually, I didn't even make playoffs this season before, so I should be flexing that I had a bye last season. But then I got squished by Ray's very good rain team with no rain ever. But let's get into it. We are in season 7. We have, I think this is, in my opinion, the best assortment of coaches we have ever had. I think that's been true of like all of the past Kanto seasons, but that's wonderful. It means we only are getting better. Um, so I'm just gonna I'm not gonna intro all the coaches. We'll talk about them as we get to them. But let's start. Rocker, the Buffalo Buffalot, had the first pick. He picked Iron Valiant.
I mean, first pick Iron Valiant is very strong. I can attest to how that would can go for you.
Yeah. I mean, IMO, it's Iron Valiant or Dragapult. Actually, our tiers are wacky enough. I think there's a lot of other stuff you could justify. But if you're an NPC, which, I mean, a lot of us are kind of try harding up here in Kanto, so I don't blame anyone for being an NPC. Um, Dragapult, Iron Valiant are just best bang for your buck.
Yeah, definitely. I like that he's got both Cyclozar and Orthworm. Do we allow Shed Tail? I
We do not
forgot.
allow Shed no.
Okay, yeah, that's what I
But it's
thought.
kind of cute. And
He's
also,
down
with the
both.
Cyclozar, he has triple regenerator.
That's true. That's
Jeez.
Glow King Tangrowth Cyclozar. That's a hardcore to break down.
Yeah, so IMO, this looks like you just put people in the Switch blender and then you win with Iron Valiant.
Yeah, definitely. You can switch out with Greninja, and you can just throw around your regenerators, Thunderous Volt Switch.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm entirely convinced on Terra Thunderous Incarnate.
Oh no, it's crazy.
It's crazy. I can see
Her,
it is appeal. It nasty plots, doesn't it?
It does.
yeah, and
Is that
also
the
like it can also just
or...
be
It's just bolt.
supercharged kilowatt.
Yeah, it's
So
just bolt beam. It's very fast bolt beam.
That's
I mean,
true.
we allow Zapdos. This isn't quite Zapdos, but Zapdos can't nasty plot. So
uh, it's 111 base speed, nasty plot, and it can also just click Terra Flying Terra Blast, and it's gross.
yeah,
Uh, I think
yeah.
offensively, the top three of Thunderous, Greninja, Iron Valiant is I think one of the better ones that people ended up drafting. But
Yeah, Iron Valiant is just
and
like it's hard to overstate how good Iron Valiant is. Like I would say Dragapult is better, but it's extremely close. I think there's an argument for either to be the best league or the best mod in like a Natex draft league.
I think that's very reasonable. Yeah.
But so let's move on. Rocker, very solid team. Triple Regenerator's pretty nice.
Also, plenty of we didn't go over any hazard stuff
Oh
there, but
yeah, and
lots of
sorry, we
rapid
should
spin.
also let's also get in the habit. Let's just look at the speed tiers too.
Yeah,
Um, I did actually notice his are like really clumped
huge
up.
drop off.
Yeah, his are clumped up in kind of a bad way.
that is true.
Like, look,
It's not too
he has
terrible.
4 mons between 111 and 121.
Yeah, his opponents can pretty easily just accept that they're not going to be faster than the fast mons and just go for enough speed to outspeed the slow ones.
Ooh, and then like I feel like
That's
he's weirdly gonna have to be like kind of fast Diggersby a lot, and I feel like you really don't want to be investing your EVs and speed on your Diggersby. I don't know. The Diggersby too, we didn't
it.
really talk about. It's just kind of a button. It doesn't really fit with everything else, but I guess
It
you're just wearing
I
stuff
like
down.
its. I think I like its fit as like a fourth option offensively. It can do the same thing with Greninja, and like there's a lot you can like just early game U-turn spikes 50/50s and then
Yeah.
gives like a third priority option.
Yeah, I have an
It's
extremely
nice.
strange opinion on Diggersby currently because I'm using Terra Buttlebee in an ongoing Little Cup season that Michael
And
might
it is
might
really
need to play
good.
in the playoffs here pretty soon.
Yeah,
But the
been so
big quick
scared.
attacks are definitely very strong. Especially Diggersby is bulky enough, and if you position smart, you get a sword stance up. It's very scary.
Oh my god.
All right, let's
I
move
think
on.
this team,
Yeah,
Rob's.
yeah, I
I
think
was
it
kind
has
of not that
three
high on Rocker's
spikes.
team in the abstract, and then we started looking more at it, and it looks great.
It has
Rocker
it's got
also
three
of note,
spikers. I love it.
third place last season, tied with me for third place. Um, so very and a consistent playoff coach, very good player. All right, moving on to another very good player, Rom. His first season in Kanto and his first GNDL season in a long while, but he won Johto in season 5, season 4, one of them. Um,
Woo!
and this team is crazy. We got Dragapult, Mega Diancie, Corviknight for the Dragon Fairy Steel Core of your dreams.
yeah.
And also there's just a Sneasler here too.
Yeah, I mean, Sneaser's great, Corviknight's great, Dragapult's great. It's
I don't know how Rotom Heat got itself a kill, but let's...
no
Uh-oh.
actually fixed on the die.
It's not where I fixed that. What the hell
Well,
happened?
plus he's got the goat Smeargle. I really hope that whoever has the Smeargles across these leagues ends up bringing.
Other people should espouse their Smeargle opinions. I think Smeargle is really bad. I think it's
Look,
just way too... Its BSP is way too low. You
I
only
also think it's bad,
get to click 2 moves.
but Shell Smash with Population Bomb is so cool.
I feel like that will not be what Rom is doing with Smeargle.
So I hope he does, because I think that would be awesome to see.
um, Also, shout out Terra Low Kicks, which Shadow tore it up with in season 5. Um, but those are some
Shout out
big
Terra.
old first impressions or sucker punches. Or both, I mean. Probably bring both on most of the low kick sets.
Yeah. Notably, I've seen a lot in Ranbats at least. Low kicks ends up having a couple different sets where sometimes it doesn't get first impression and sometimes it doesn't get sucker punch. So
Please.
it has like a very it wants to bring 5 moves a lot of the time, right? It wants first impression, sucker punch, knockoff, leech life, and there was one other one I can't remember, but
U-turn.
Oh yeah,
U-turn, yeah.
U-turn's like the best one. Besides probably first impression, because the first impressions are so
Yes,
strong
if
from
you
low
really
kicks.
want like 5 moves, so it's a tricky thing to figure out which one move you don't bring.
That is true. Yeah. I do really like extremely polarized ground matchups when you're reliant on Mega Diancie and Sneasler to have Corviknight and Rotom Heat and low kicks all to switch in. It's very nice.
Oh, you've got the grassy terrain too, so
Yeah, I do kind of like. I think I was DMing Rom about his draft. I was DMing a ton of people during the draft this time. Um, and I was like, yeah, like I imagine you got Indeedee in your future. He was like, nah, I don't really like. I feel like that, like he said, like that it's too narrow to go the seed like that. But I like Terra Arbaliva. I sometimes watch Joey Pokeaim's draft league videos, and that dude is addicted to Arbaliva. But it's pretty decent.
I like our Arboliva as well. There's a couple good Ranbat sets that you can do with the Harvest Citrus Berry Leech Seed, where it's just completely unkillable with like Terra Poison or Terra Steel.
I mean, String Sap is also just
And oh yeah, Strength
extremely
Sap for
strong.
sure. But also like those Hyper Voices hit really hard.
That's true. He could Terra normal Hyper Voice. That's devilish. I imagine this will be like a weird defensive Terra basically every time though.
Yeah, probably. That would make sense to me at least.
Yeah, Very good team though. The Sneasler, I'm expecting a lot of Choice Scarf Sneasler. Maybe just because I've seen Butts bring Choice Scarf Sneasler a lot, but it's really good.
I'd prefer to see a lot of Bandit. Just click the Diary Claw move. Click it. Just click it.
That
That is
is
so
fair.
broken.
Yeah, the hazard control is very good too. Magic Bounce, Defogs, um, rocks
Two
from your Mega
defaults.
Diancie, rocks and spikes, right? Coags are good spikes now.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
sure,
Diancie
yeah.
does too, but don't really want to rely on Diancie for that.
Yeah, your Mega Diancie. Your Mega Diancie honestly doesn't really want to be rocks that much either, but like you normally can make it work.
Hey, and Smeargle can Ceaseless Edge.
It's true. I mean, if you're twisted, I have truly no idea what Musharna does, but that's all right.
Uh, it's a Trick Room Sweeper. I don't even think it has Ranbat sets. I don't think people really use it for anything.
Yeah, the speed tiers are pretty nice, not nearly as clumped as rockers, and of course, Dragapult is a blessing on any speed tiers. You just always are gonna be the fastest thing. Apart from we allow Mega Zam, so which I think we're seeing on the next team. But
Oh,
another very solid team. And next up we got Butts, reigning champion, 4-time Kanto winner, President Butts. First picking Mega Zam. And this is, I think, the most narrow team I've seen Butts draft ever. This is just hyper offense.
He just wants to turn his brain off this season.
It's really, really good hyper offense, though.
Oh yeah.
He has gouging fire, and if I recall, he might correct me on this if he watches this. I think he voted in the NatDex gouging fire, the NatDex OU vote, and he
I think
voted
that's
to
true.
ban it. Like,
I remember him saying that.
and it is totally reasonable. That mod is insane. Maybe the best Dragon Dancer in the format. I don't know. It's up there.
I mean, you got Dragapult though.
Oh, that's true. Dragon Ball does learn Dragon Dance, but Gouging Fire, extremely high on that list. Mega
Yeah, definitely.
Alakazam, notably can't nasty plot, but I feel like Mega
I mean,
Zam's been
Gold
on the
Mine's still
border of
good.
getting banned for a while, and I would not be surprised if Butts is what pushes it over the edge.
I can't believe we fucked around and gave Butts Mega Charizard X Part 2.
Yeah,
So
the
cooked.
barrier sets too are demonic, and I am sure he will
Yeah,
bring them. But of course, just Calm Mind, like 150 speed, 175 special attack. Sometimes you just Calm Mind once and you win.
oh yeah.
Ogerpon Wellspring's just a huge button. It's super fast.
Yeah,
Excadrill is also a huge button, but it's also
absolutely.
hazard control. In
Yeah,
one,
Honest
Yeah.
Excadrill sure is just really good.
yeah, it just fits this team awesome. Of course, the thing that I would say makes this like, oh, this is just hyper offense, is a Alolan Ninetales to be Aurora Veil
Yeah.
support.
Yeah.
Um,
Terra Moltres Galar is a real threat.
Terramoltres Galar is evil strong.
I've
Um,
seen quite a few sets where you can nasty plot with rest and Chesto Berry and agility. You trigger Berserk, you go rest, you go back up to full.
yeah,
It's just
I feel like
scary.
that's the type of cookery we could expect.
And with Terra, you can make
Uh,
that happen really nicely.
Zebstrika is like the worst bolt beam of all time, but it's pretty fast. It's
It's a really funny Volt Beam. You could like Terra Fire Overheat. It's not the least real thing in the world.
excuse me. Um, and I like the Jellicent a lot. I specifically messaged Butts about this, but it's like some mons can just never break a Jellicent, and
It's a
a
good
lot of
move.
those mons are very good into the hyper offense. So
Yeah, that's true.
I also always keep an eye out for things that can Choice Scarf Water Spout or Choice Scarf Eruption. Jellicent is one of those
Woohoo!
things. Um, I don't know.
I also like the Grafaiai in the back there. That's you've got prankster support while also being able to do unburdened shenanigans if you wanted, or poison touch. It's just really fast and can hit really hard.
Yeah. Shuckle,
Uh,
of course. Only 2 points, I think, is actually a great fit on this team. Like, you know what Shuckle does. It is your lead. It sets some hazards. It tries not to get set up on. Um, but I don't
Yeah,
know. Some games you might just want. He might just be like, a sticky web is insane in this matchup.
yeah.
I feel like I will get fiery wrath flinched for this, but I'm kind of a Moltres Galar hater. I get what it does, but I see how it's good on this team, but I just hate it because it's so surprisingly frail because you can't invest too much into its bulk. But I think if Butts wanted to make this draft even more just defy it, could pick up a healing wisher and just get a second gouging fire or a second Moltres
That would be
to
really
make
evil.
everyone
Or just
sad.
straight up. Oh, someone has Pawmot. Do you have Pawmot? Someone has Pawmot.
No,
But just straight up a healing wisher could also be funny. Or not
yeah.
a healing wisher, the revival blessing, the Pawmot one. You
Oh
just said
nah.
healing.
I hope
But no,
Butts brings
I
the
could
good
actually there's a lot of cheap, good healing wishers. I could see that for sure. Diglett also is just very funny. Trap one thing, die.
Butts, if you're watching this,
Have to
bring it
prep
to a
for
game,
it.
please.
Have to prep for it.
Yeah. All
Bring
right.
it to like week 1 and make people afraid.
So I guess the real takeaway here is like if you know what he's doing every week, will Butts still be a menace? My prediction is yes, because this team looks insane.
I'll say yes, yeah.
But it is narrow. It's notably narrow. Oh, that's just the draft for it. That's not what we want. Draft log. Next up is Amber's team.
Now me.
Whoa.
Okay.
First
I'll
pick,
real
Great
quick
Tusk.
explain.
Okay.
Yeah, what I was going for. Great Tusk is the only top tier that I haven't either used or thought was lame and boring. Well,
Okay.
no offense. Um, and then I just kind of built stuff around it. I wanted psychic and dark around my fighting type. So that's what my next two with Terra Iron Crown. I felt like it was underpriced, but I forgot to mention it. Only 16.
I
Um,
agree. I think there were a handful of things like that we all saw as the draft happened, but you know
uh-oh.
that's what
And then
hindsight's for.
Meow is just a staple. I love Meow. I have to draft it. And
Sorry, I'm trying to fix the
then I just kind of
formatting on this thing.
filled out with random shit. Aloe and Mesprit specifically are just to get more Great Tusk and Iron Crown with Healing Wish. I love Healing, my favorite move. Um,
I can
and
see.
yeah, other than that, just pivot guys or button guys and Orbital. Shout out.
I do really
I
like the
really
yellow
like Hisui
Momola.
and Quillfish on your team too.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
to tie the room together. Spikes intimidate. Ground and poison type.
yeah. And a Ghost Resist. God, I don't have Ghost Resists.
That is true. Um, you have Meow, but like Meow is pretty frail. You don't really want to be switching Meow into strong Shadow Balls.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like your team though. I was hoping you would just follow in Butts' footsteps and do Great Tusk Sun because I think that's very good. But I think your team
It's
wound
really
up very
good.
good still.
I,
I like
I'm not a good
Pre-Marina just
weather
as
player.
like a
It's my favorite glue mod. I think it's
yeah.
my
I would say
most
I don't
drafted
even know.
mod.
It's like hard to describe. It's like Swampert. It's just glue.
Yeah.
It's glue in a different way from Swampert because Swampert is rocks. But I do think there is a little bit like Primarina and Aloe fill kind of similar roles, but
Yeah.
Primarina do be having
Kind of do,
126 special
but then
attack, so
there are some instances where they help each other. One's more Spadef, one's more Bizdef. Primarinas has less longevity, but is less passive.
yeah, Primarina is a lot less passive. Like,
Oh
oh my
yeah.
gosh,
It's
in game one of the I watched these games like this morning, I think. In game one of my games against Ray in the playoffs last season, he brought Choice Specs Primarina, Terra Fairy Choice Specs Primarina. I was never in a million years expecting it. It completely blew me out. It got like 3 mons for free, and then
Oh
my
yeah.
mental
Choice
never
Specs Arena hits
recovered.
really hard.
Yeah, you don't even need to be Terra. Like just a normal Choice Specs Primarina is
Yeah.
very strong. So another I haven't had a team that we've had to dunk on yet. What is this? I don't think Jason's is one we're gonna dunk
everyone
on
didn't
either.
lose their minds and do stupid shit like mono legendary.
Everyone
Shadow.
farmed it
Shadow
in.
Tintu Mono Legendary last season. We do a little trolling, but Jason, rising star of GNDL, I think lost in the Johto finals last season and won the Hoenn finals the previous season. Maybe I'm
Yep.
wrong, but it's something like that. Let
the
me. I'm trying to
rivalry,
find him in the thing.
storyline.
Oh, he won. He won Sinnoh when we still had Sinnoh, I think.
Sinnoh's back.
That's true. Yeah,
Love to see
Sinnoh
it.
was only gone for a season. He won Sinnoh, and then he made the finals of Johto. So he's been very, very good. For especially, I talked to him during his like run in Sinnoh. That was his first draft league ever. So he has really popped off to
That-
wind up in Kanto, and I am a
yeah,
spot.
wow, that's really impressive.
But his team is very strong. IMO. It is first pick Darkrai, which I feel like you don't see all the time, but I respect Darkrai quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean it's a great special attacker. Has really strong coverage. Just
Yeah.
hits really hard.
If Low Kicks has 4 move slot syndrome, though, Darkrai has like really, really awful 4 move slot syndrome. But
Oh yeah.
happens to the best of us. You just need to prep well. Lando T. We're talking about Gloomons. Lando T is the Gloomon. Also, 145 attack. Holy cow! I don't think I remember that number's that high most of the time.
It's because no one ever actually invests attack. It's
Because
just
you don't need
SPDF.
to. Because the earthquakes do a million damage when you're
It doesn't
0
need
attack. Because you have 145 base attack. Terra Scissor is nasty too. I really think this is one of
Oh yeah,
the
Terrace
better
is
Terras that anyone has, and I was like advising people to draft it in the lower tiers, but
Well,
I think
you kind of don't want to stop being bug steel though. That's already so great.
I
it
mean, you
is
can just Terra for
good.
more damage though, like
But
Terra
yeah,
into
I think
steel or
just like
Terra
the
into
Terra
bug.
Steel Bullet Punch end games are so
Yeah.
brain off that
Oh,
Yeah, Terra Steel Bullet Punch just it hurts so much.
like especially you're smart. You keep your Bug Steel fight typing. You get a good sword stance. You hope they don't have a fire move, and then just Bullet Punch through them. Terra Slow Bro, not like that exciting, but whatever. It's a regenerator mon. It can't be bad, right?
I think it was the best option given the points left
Yeah, I was
after
gonna say
drafting
it's
the
either like
super.
free or like only 1 point. It's like weirdly cheap
It's
for
free.
Terra. Oh, it's just straight up
Uh,
free. That's a great
Yeah.
deal.
So for the expensive top 6, it's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a top heavy build. I am not. I have no idea what to think about Mega Sceptile. I want to say I'm not a believer. It's really fast though.
Yeah, it's just the speed stat. It doesn't do anything.
You can
We
like
didn't
train
allow
goat,
shed
right?
tail. We can't even shed tail.
I think wheezing is a very real mon too.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Like it's such a great typing and 3 great abilities. Literally all of the abilities are very good. I don't think
yeah.
he's like ever Misty Surge though. Well, I don't know.
Nah.
Maybe you want to like set up with your Lando or Keldeo or something. Double Dance Lando is real. I also, if I'm recalling, he's had Lando T before and he's done well with it. So we will see. I do think the fall off is pretty rough. Like I don't think any of these are. Actually, I fuck with the Alolan trio a little, but I don't think Bolt Thunder
A
Mega
little?
Sceptile are particularly bringable.
Yeah, you kind of have a 5 at least that you're bringing every time.
I
Yeah.
do like that at least 5 of the top 7 have pivoting. That's very nice.
Yeah, Cinderace
You're
also. We
set.
didn't mention Cinderace is gluey in a different way, but very gluey, and also just you can hit your Pyro Balls. It's a great attacker.
Think there's like one thing that Jason might struggle breaking. It's like a good bulky flying type. Like there's nothing that really immediately threatens, say, like a Torn
That's
T.
true. I would literally was about to say no electric type because I think Voltund is that. I would literally with my brain was not registering Voltund as like a real Pokemon. It is
Wrong,
really
John.
really
Underfang's
bad. There
real,
has to be
guys.
something better than it. Like you don't need the speed tier that bad, man. You have Darkrai fucking Cinderace. Like you're
Yeah,
fine.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
Keldeo.
Uh,
And priority.
Pick up a
You're set
real
up.
electric type.
Yeah. And I don't know.
There's a lot
Maybe
of
prove
them
us wrong with
available.
Mega Sceptile. I could totally
Or
see being wrong about that.
never going to be scared of a Dragon Pulse.
That's fair. All right, next up we
I'm
got
such a
Nick's
hater.
team. All right, these are gonna be teams we can dunk on because we had 2 people draft Rain. LMAO.
Woo!
Guys, what are we doing? Why did we have 2 people draft Rain? The teams are still decent.
Okay, to be fair, I think Shadow's more justified because who would draft Iron Moth and then Pelipper?
Iron Moth in terrain is a little foul. That's true. I gotta be real. I'm not a first pick Raging Bolt hater because we still have it at nice value. I think Raging Bolt's super good,
It's
especially
great.
like 15 points is like just right. Like I think it could totally be 16, but like 15's a nice like you feel good drafting it that early. Iron Moth, I don't know if I'm a believer. Wow, he literally did go Iron Moth Pelipper. That's foul.
It's like I was talking to Shadow and it's like, okay, I'll get Palafin and 20. I'm on off rain mode. No one's picking Pelipper because everyone's got like their fire type or no rain synergy. And
Yeah, that is a
oh
little
my
wild.
god.
Um, these Terras, how do we feel about them? Terra Screamtail's quite good.
Terra Screamtail is really good. Terra Kingdra could be
I
really
gotta
good in
be
the
a.
rain.
I feel like I'm a Terra
I
Kingdra
was
hater. It is also twisted that we have 2 rain teams and Barrascuda is a free agent. Don't do my boy like that.
listen, Nick just wanted to throw back to Gen 7 OU with Pelipper, Ferrothorn, Megapert, Kingdra. It's the old days.
I gotta be honest. I feel
I'm
like for a long
I'm all
time I was a
for it.
Mega Pert hater, but I'm become a believer. Like I feel like if you're gonna have
It's
a
still
twisted
good.
mon, it just hits
Unk
really
still got it.
hard. Like it's so bulky too. Holy cow!
Yeah, it
100,
is.
110, 110. You can't hold a Rindo
It's
Berry.
ridiculous.
Try, but a
And it
Ferrothorn.
gets split through now, so
Yeah,
it's
very
just
true. I'm really not a Terra Kingdom believer. Just literally just make a Terra Hariyama. It'll be better. That's probably not true. I think the Terra Water Slurps are probably good enough, but I don't know, man. I feel like you can do better.
it's about the Terra Water Wave Crash.
Yo,
Gets that now, I think.
and these attack stats are the same. Yo, Kingdra sucks. What the hell? This BST is so bad. How's that
Oh,
number 540 and it's distributed like that?
it's the worst imaginable distribution. Just
It's
even.
really, really bad. Get Barrascuda. I think it's literally cheaper, right?
I would assume so. I don't know.
I would hope not.
Okay, it's
Okay, it's
not
not. It's
literally
not.
cheaper to Terra, but it's cheaper to acquire.
Yeah, or like get a Basket Legion if you want to click Wave Crash. Or
Yeah,
Full Glow.
Basket
We have
Legion
Full
and fiddle
Glow.
around with some of your other stuff. I like Hariyama quite a bit though, to be honest.
Uh, yeah, the outside pieces are nice.
Don't
I like.
don't bring Flame Orb though. That's trolling.
I am such a Bramblegast supporter.
I
Oh yeah, I
agree.
like Bramblegast
Bramblegast's
a lot.
really gluey. 5 points is nice for it. I think Nick had
Like
Bramblegast on his playoff team last season.
it's not like a defensive glue, more so just like offensive because you threaten things
Offensive
out
and,
with
and
Poltergeist
if
Power
you
Whip.
pivot smart, like
Yeah, you spin, you spike, and then you run away to the hells.
um, what's the hazard control like? We got
Got
Pelipper,
Bramblegast.
Pelipper defogging the
Go
Bramblegast
go.
defogging. Does Draping get normal spikes?
Yes.
Now, Bramblegast does,
Oh,
and
Bramblegast
Ferrothorn,
does.
but
That's true. And Ferrothorn, yeah, you're chilling. Mega Swampert gets Stealth Rock. That's kind of troll though. Screamtail does too though. I think the Kingdra is really the only problem on this team. Iron Moth is a little wacky too, but whatever. Maybe
I
prove
mean,
me
still
wrong.
Iron Moth, you know?
Yeah, Iron Moth is still
yeah,
a.
just wait for the rain to use one of your most expensive mon on your rain team.
Yeah,
You got it.
I feel like maybe the Iron Moth is trolling a little. I don't know if I'm that huge an Iron Moth believer in general, but I mean, this is just like the Gen 7 ladder rain team, so could do it. We'll see. And then we'll go in the draft order. So back over here, we got Ray with the saddest Tapu Koko of all time. Um,
All Tapu Koko does is
and
nerf
he changed this
Celesteela. This is
team.
so
He
sad.
he changed this team. So I'll read the transaction before. But Ray, of course, has lost in the finals to Butts 3 times now. Pretty
And
amusing.
Sisyphus rolls the boulder.
Very, very
Yeah,
amusing.
I'll
And
make
he
the
always
changes right
drafts
now.
Gas.
Oh,
I
it's
already
already
made the
changed.
changes. But his draft initially, he had Megalodios, Quaquaval, Metagross, and Glalie rather than Megagalade, Celesteela, Blastoise, and Dottler. Some strange changes, I think, but I think he just really didn't dig the vibe of his team, and I think he got mental boomed when he picked Tapu Koko, and like every single Quark Drive Mon went before he picked again. The
Wait,
raw iron bundle is foul. Who does that?
shout out! Hell yeah!
And like the fact that someone picked Iron Moth like that
It was
early
right. It was
even.
right
Like I
after
guess he
Drew.
picked before there, but whatever. He literally said like he doesn't even like Tapu Koko on his team to me at this point, but he just like doesn't want to let one of the Core Cry people have it, so whatever. And I was like, I don't know. He's still kind of that guy. Like, you can just bring Tapu Koko.
It's just it's a good supporting piece. It's got everything you want
I mean, it's so fast
except
too.
for play rough.
Mega Gallion is super good too. I mean,
I love Mega Gallon.
I think Mega Lanios is also super good, but I can't possibly diss the Mega Galade.
It much more immediate power for the team. It's just
I was
helpful.
surprised no Terra Celesteela. I felt like he would be bougie like that. I think Terra Drifblim is kind of a nothing, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think
It
I think
gets Spin
Zarude
Sap,
gets more out
doesn't
of
it?
Terra
Zarude
than
is an
Selly.
extremely
So
good Terra. I just thought he
it's
wouldn't
got
go for like the too threatening Terra angle. Or you could be Terra Blastoise too. That's quite threatening too.
oh yeah.
You can defensive Terra or Terra to Shell Smash.
I think
Roserade is really gluey. I feel like we see like no one use it, even though we've had hidden power be legal always. So it gets huge.
Roserade's a really hard fit because even though yeah, it's a good mon that fills all your slots for this fairy. Water has both spikes, good speed. It's so frail on the physical side.
It
It's
is
got
kind of
like Gardevoir level
maintained.
bulk, and
I
it's
feel
hard to
like
justify.
yeah, I feel like he will not use it defensively though. Like I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be defensive Celesteela a lot. Um, what is the
yeah. The
hazard
main
control like? Blastoise is a great rapid spinner IMO. Um,
Tapu Koko's defogger now.
that's true.
That's about it.
Mudsdale and the Dunsparce both Stealth Rock. Does anything else
Like it.
Stealth Rock? Roserade Spikes. I mean, that's pretty great. Roserade's
Yeah.
very bringable and is a spike.
So main worry is like longevity on this team. Mudstill can't heal. Blastoise can't heal. Celesteela can kind of heal.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of leftovers.
Ooh, nasty. In
Yeah,
big 2024, leftovers?
I love leftovers still. I will never become a leftovers hater.
His leftovers not good anymore. What?
Just play well.
Uh,
Offense is
I
really,
think,
really good in like the
yeah.
Gen 9
For
metagame.
for a lot of people, you just don't have enough turns on the field to justify it.
Yeah,
Like Citrus
is it
Berry
worth
and
it to
Boots
get
are
18%? Like Citrus Berry is
Citrus
really
Berry.
popular.
Yeah,
Um,
I love Citrus Berry.
I can't just. Well, Michael and I are spoiled because we both have played a ton of Little Cup. We're in season 7 of a Little Cup league, and we both played in every season. So we have berry juice in Little Cup. Nothing is like a berry juice, man. Berry juice is
Oh,
20
dude.
HP in Little Cup, which is like
Very
an entire
decent.
health
Oh,
bar
yeah.
every time.
Yeah, like max HP you can get in Little Cup is like 30, and that's on the highest
That's like
HP
Munchlax, which
possible.
is like not a
Yeah,
real Pokemon. Well, no, it is a real
Yeah,
Pokemon, but
damn.
like it is.
yeah.
Still. Yeah,
Munchlax is the only Pokemon in Little Cup that can hold leftovers and heal for 2 a turn.
that is a real
So,
thing.
yeah, that's
But
big
yeah,
tech.
Ray got hoed by all the core tribe going. 1,000,000%. I picked Iron Treads. I hoed
I'm
him too.
sorry, Ray.
But it happens, man. Like, kind of a risk with Tapu Koko, unfortunately. And also, like, there is core tribe. Like, I feel like he could get some of the bummy core tribe. It wouldn't be that bad. I think he just
Terra
is
Iron
like such
Crown,
a hater at this point.
Terra Iron Thorns would be so funny. Think about it. Come
Terra Iron
on.
Thorns would be funny. And he's got that bum drift limb.
You can click like Dragon Dance and pray.
Click Dragon Dance and win, maybe. It's so cool looking. Why does it have to be so bad? It's 11 points. Never mind. You can't possibly justify that. It's so
Ouch.
expensive for what it is, man. Iron
It's
Torrent.
really good. It's really good.
I
And
guess you
with
need to be a
Terra,
booster energy DDer. That's pretty fucked up. Never mind. Okay,
it's
I
literally
see
like
it.
a fast Tyranitar that can DD. It's
All right. Maybe figure it out, Ray. I feel like you are never shy to fuck around with your team, but it's not bad. I think where it's landed,
it's okay.
he can win games for sure. Also, I'm gonna point this out because we've now done Ray's team and Butz's team. We often prep together. We play each other the first 3 weeks. It is a gauntlet. We all play each other in the first 3 weeks. He plays.
Ooh.
Ray plays Butts week 1, and then he plays me week 3, and Butts and I play week 2. Evil. Proof that I don't rig the schedule.
Entertaining.
Because I would never do that to myself. just cripple my
After
prep for no
battle,
reason. Next
Shadow
up.
week 1. My mock buddy.
Oh, did you?
So sad.
That is funny. I'm sorry.
Gonna lose.
Okay, we got another team that just has a very obvious identity with Kamba. He is buttons and hazards, and that's it.
The button.
Chiyu, Terra Dracovish. The first pick Chiyu, I feel like you can maybe sometimes get it in the second round now, but if you're just like, I love Chiyu, and I think Shadow's acknowledged like Kamba has drafted Chiyu a lot of times. You know, whatever, man. It's a great mon.
I mean, yeah, it's really good.
100 speed is sad. That's
Can't
the
go
worst
wrong
thing
with
about
it.
Chiyu.
Yeah, you kind of forced to hold a scarf some games.
Yeah, but Mega Scissor, just big button. Terra Dracovish is like the button.
It's just a lot of scary mons. I
Uh,
think
Hat
combat,
too.
you've got to start using the Revelecki. Regieleki, they send in their ground type. Choice band explosion. You have to do it.
Oh, that'd be so heat. So heat.
It opens so many holes for Gengar and Chiyu. Totally. It's not cope. I promise. It's real.
He sniped me awful on Hat. I had a lot of my draft plan revolving around Hat, and he picked it like the round before I was gonna pick it. But Hat is really ties the room together type of guy.
Hat with Terra is such a sleeper threat. The
That is true.
CMD
Hat
kiss
can. I mean, 136 special attack is no joke. You can also just
and
trick room
just
and just
draining kiss through
randomly
whole
like
teams.
switch through trick room, moonblast through 3 guys.
Heals more than it takes like half the time.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
draining kiss is very good on Hat. Yeah, I mean, good team. I feel like the buttons are so varied. The hazard control is so varied. Like,
I think
I feel
the
like it's
biggest
gonna be really
concern is
hard
like
to play against.
the biggest
I,
concern top end speed, ignoring Regieleki because it's an exception. Top end speed doesn't go above 112, might be a problem. Other than
and
that,
like I
yeah,
don't know, I wouldn't count
basically.
correctly. Gengar is like kind of. Gengar is another one that has to hold a scarf a lot. I feel.
Yeah,
It's fair.
usually
And
not the
I
fastest
do
thing to
have to
get, but
say, the fall off after the top 6 is pretty dramatic. Like, I like Regieleki, but it is a little narrow. Like, I feel like you can't bring it to that many games. I have no idea what Hisui Decidueye does. I like Archeops too, but, like, I don't know, it's not that great. And Wishy-Washy and Perugly, I need to be convinced.
Hisui Decidueye is unfortunately just too slow to really do anything, but if it's ever able to outspeed something, it is a wall breaker and a half.
112 attack, yeah, and the signature move is very strong, right? I can't remember what it does.
Yes. It is. I don't know what the base power is, but it's a 30% chance to either flinch, lower the defense, and it has increased crit rate.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
Nonsense move.
Kamba, I think a lot of it comes down to can you click the right buttons at the right time? And I think you're a pretty great player, so we'll see. We'll see. Can you get your choice specs overheats to hit? Next up, we got a newcomer.
Permanent.
Kanto, we
My
got
goat.
Permanent. With a
Love
team of
Permanent.
a lot of wacky guys. I really dig his team, though. We got the Sydney
It's
Skarmories. First pick, Megalodios. completely co-sign this. I think people really sleep on these in our league. These are not legal in a lot of leagues. We let Megaladios and Megaladios be legal. And I think Megaladios is a bit better. Just because it's more offensively inclined. That's a 160 special attack stat.
I haven't seen many leagues where the Latios and Latias signature move changes have happened yet, but that seems like a really strong addition to them.
Yeah, they just get those. They just get those. So yeah, Megaladios is a threat and a half. It also gets defog for fun, but
You have to click Dragon Dance. Permanent, you have to
yeah.
Dragon Dance.
Honestly, you can Dragon Dance. You have 130 attack, man. You totally can Dragon Dance. And Zero
Personally,
Aura.
I love Zero Aura.
I feel like
This
I was
mod is so
commenting
cool.
that people never draft Zero Aura anymore. He's so good.
Yeah,
Electric immunity.
it's good.
And 143 speed. That is faster than Dragonbolt.
It's got the
is really relevant, I feel.
world. It's got the saddest setup options with bulk up and calm mind.
And I think the bulk up sets can be real. But I also think spamming Plasma Fists in some matchups is like undefeated.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. And next up, let's go more in the draft order because he picked your Shifu Rapid Strike really late, so I don't think it really was that much part of the plan. I think he just was like, oh, this guy's kind of good. Terra Tinglu. You and I, you left like comments for the last season, and I did the review. We both dunked on Kamba for Terra Tinglu, and then it fucked people up during the regular season. So, I don't know that we can dunk on it this time. I don't know.
I'm still a hater.
You're still a hater.
Just click toxic, guys.
Yeah,
Come
I don't know.
on.
I just feel like you do just have to respect it in prep, and I feel like people just weren't. Okay, then we got Clefable. I love Clefable. I had Terra Clefable last season. Ties the room together. Yeah, I do wish it was a little bulkier. It's deceptively unbulky. 483 BST is a little sad. It feels the impact of that in current year, I feel. Like, it's not particularly good at anything. It just does everything.
Yeah, it just kind of is there and does whatever you want, but
I like it as a Terra option, but you know, Terra Tinglu, maybe people will forget Toxic exists yet again. I like Talonflame quite a bit as like Moltres Jr. because you have Moltres.
It's great. Like, feels a good speed tier for permanent. Can be surprise scary with like overheat or no, that's the main one. Or like against the two rain teams, Specs, Galewings, Hurricane. Let's go.
Hurricanes are gonna go insane. There are two rain teams. Yeah, that's crazy. I like Registeel a lot, just as your NPC steel type, just as like everything you would imagine a steel type does. Doesn't do anything great, but big, fat, sets Stealth Rock, learns Body Press. That's nice.
It is a momentum black hole, but if you need a fairy resist, just get it. It's okay.
True. I do feel like now we can talk about Urshifu Rapid Strike. I do feel like he has a lot of momentum, so he can lose a little momentum with a Registeel sometimes if he has to. Zero Aura and Megaladios are whee. Megaladios gets flip turn now. Whee, and those hit hard.
That is crazy. That he gets flip turn.
Yeah. Urshifu Rapid Strike is a demon too. Not quite as good as Urshifu Single Strike, which I think no one drafted.
I'm gonna be honest. I think Gen 9. I like Urshifu Rapid Strike more. I think it's better.
That's wild. It's quite good. And again, two rain teams.
Urshifu Rapid Strike. Water fighting is just such a busted type.
Yeah.
Dark fighting's not as good.
Quite good. And yeah, just as an offensive type in his team, I think it fills a lot of holes.
I might be high on it because it was one of the only bright spots on Shadow's team last season.
I think it's very good. I don't know. It can like Sword Stance and like Trailblaze too.
It has all of the scary different setup sets, and then also it can just click Scarf Surging Strikes and
or a band in some games if you got Like
Yeah.
Rocker's weird clumped speed tiers. Maybe you just go, I'm just gonna be fast in all your slow stuff, and I'm just gonna get hit by all your fast stuff. I don't know. Serena, Swalot, Glacier. I'm trying to pick the phase up a little here. Serena can rapid spin. It's pretty nice. Swalot and Glaceon don't seem real. What do they do in Ranbats?
Swala is kind of just a bulky Earthquake Sludge Bomb mixed attacker, which is not very good. And Glaceon actually can be a really tanky threat with freeze dries to get through the water types that
Actually,
normally
yeah.
resist
Now
its ice
I'm
moves.
kind of liking the, and it can Terra. It gets set up. All the
Yeah,
evolutions get set up.
Calm Mind, Wish, Protect, Freeze Dry.
Do you
That's
get
the set
Healing
every
I
Wish?
time.
love Glaceon.
Do you get
It's
Healing
so
Wish?
it's
What'd you say?
Healing Wish?
don't
Maybe.
so yeah. I
I
think it is
A
it is
Healing
good.
Wish
Just
could
it
go
is
hard on the Zero or Shifu Rapid Strike team, but
yeah,
regardless.
it does need to be respected, Glaceon, but I think the 1 point that you spend getting it to be a Terra Captain, spend it on Serena.
Oh yeah, Serena's a nice Terra. Your Rapid Spin?
Super underrated.
Yeah, I could see that. Terra Tingler, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure I'm a believer. Alright. We got 3 teams left. Okay. We got the second rain team now. We got Shadow. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. Rocker. We got Shadows.
Okay.
Palafin,
Uh,
Torn, Silly
Very
Goofy.
telegraphed top two. It's probably going to be Rain, but I personally think it is good that Pelipper ended up getting sniped. I don't like Pelipper on like Rain that sometimes doesn't feel like being Rain. It costs way too much and it's so restrictive on team building.
I don't know.
Politoad's still also kind of a meme, but I'll take it.
I think Politoed is really bad. Like I think Pelipper is a much more real mon than Politoed, but it is 3 points more. So like I do think that is a little relevant, and he definitely doesn't always need to be Rain on this team.
3 points unlock Kilowatt Trail Terra, which is good in and out of rain because Terra Flying Terra Blast is a good hurricane substitute. So
I am a huge Overkill believer. Um, I
shout out.
recently in some mocks had a Choice Scarf Overquill go absolutely crazy.
Oh yeah, Overcool's a menace.
And in Swiss Swim too, you can just be like a band or whatever.
Yeah, I
Unfortunately, it
mean
does
you can
not
also
get
use it
Pursuit because
outside of
it's
rain
too
with
new.
Intimidate.
Yeah, you definitely don't even need to be Rain. The Rillaboom is nice too, I think. I'm a big Rillaboom believer. I think Tapu Bulu might be the worst Pokemon of all time, but I'm a big Rillaboom believer.
Rillaboom, our Charlodon, moves mountains.
That is
It is
true. Our Caledon is absolutely loves the passive healing. So does Palafin, honestly. Um, but yeah, I like Rillaboom a lot. I mean,
He also found the value of the 1 point Golbat. Crazy
yeah,
bulky mon.
you do also have
let's go.
But yeah,
Hazard
I don't know how I feel
control
about
is
Emboar. It's a little silly.
yeah, it is a little silly. It's a fireman that works in rain, guys. It learns Scald. Trust.
I have
Mimikyu.
seen Scald sets in Ranbats. It feels awful.
That I
It's
imagine.
awful.
I feel like Mimikyu now has deteriorated cheap enough that that's kind of worth it. Like I don't think Mimikyu is great. I don't think anyone really thinks Mimikyu is great anymore. But for 8 points,
Uh,
that
it's
seems
decent.
totally fine.
In terms of hazard control, our Charlodon for rocks, it's okay.
Torn
Overcool for
T,
spikes, it's
Default
okay.
Bug, Overquill
Mr.
Spikes is
Mime
quite good.
Galar, the secret fast spinner in 2 points.
Gets
Love it.
Rapid Spin?
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Mimes get Rapid Spin.
That I don't
Don't
think
ask
I
why.
knew. That is random.
Mime Jr. doesn't. I
Um,
mean,
Alright, not to say it, this rain team is much better than the other rain team. Also, Choice Band Palafin, Jet Punch in the rain is the most brain off win condition of all time. I've had it before.
Yeah.
You don't need to think.
no,
You
you
just
really
win a
don't.
lot of games if you get Choice Band, Hero Form Palafin, Jet Punch going.
Yep. And it's like one counter. Rillaboom is on the same team. Uh-oh.
Cad with a very odd team, but Cad always does surprisingly well, I would say. So we got first pick Iron Bundle. Kind of interesting IMO. Because especially, he knew he wasn't getting Tapu Koko. I feel like that's always what people do. Like, if you can get Bundle Koko, you go for it. But I don't know. I mean, it's
Bunch of
pretty dang scary. Huge freeze dries. You have to hit your hydro pumps, but you can be good.
I mean, or you can. I don't even think. Can you get surf, or are you stuck with some other worse water
I
move?
think it's like much worse. I think you basically have to be hydro pump. I can't recall though. And then there's a second thing called Dango.
hold on. Let me get the Terra Captain.
And then he wound up with Glamora.
There we go.
Both of those are quite good. God, did Ethan not do that? That's so annoying.
Right off
Sorry.
the bat, those first four look super scary. Mandibuzz and Dugtrio are both really good too.
Yeah, Roaring Moon too is that one is pretty fucked up. That one
I
got
would be
banned
most
in
scared of
NATX
this
OU
team.
way long ago. I played when that was being suspected, like December of last year, and it definitely should have gotten banned. Like, just hold the booster energy and Dragon Dance, and you win
you win.
a lot.
I mean, it can't
It's
Terra.
definitely a
Terra
lot
would
more
make
reasonable.
why that was so broken, but
I mean, no, yeah, that
still.
is why it got banned so quickly in NATX OU. But I think it is still extremely intimidating, and it also holds a choice scarf or a choice band really dang well.
Oh yeah.
I literally got mental. One of the 2 regular season games I lost last season, I got mental boomed by Nick clicking Scarf knockoff into my Dragapult turn 1 with his Roaring Moon. And I just literally never mental recovered and lost the game. It was nasty. I mean, you don't ever. I feel like you don't expect Choice Scarf Roaring Moon that often, but like it's very real.
Shit.
The
It's
5
like
guy
the
DBXP
best.
is fricked up, man.
It's the best knockoff, I think, in the game.
I would
Gotta
say so.
respect it.
That is a 139 attack stab knockoff. Bam.
Bonk. I
Glamora
love
holds respects.
Pterodactyl.
Awesome. I love Pterodactyl too.
It's just so mean.
It's just like you're gonna kill one thing with it, or you're gonna force a lot of covert cloaks, and then you might get owned. Jalick really owned me in a game of a different league by bringing 2 covert cloaks against my Trio team. It made me scream and cry and throw up. Terra Mandibuzz is a little interesting. I feel like I've literally never seen that before.
I mean,
It's interesting.
obviously it's a very bulky mon and can take advantage of it.
I mean, I guess. I feel like Dark Flying is a pretty great type, though. But sometimes,
That's
I don't
true.
know. I like the
Man,
Terra
Mandibles?
Trio. I feel like you might want to be like Terra Glamora, though. I could be a Terra Glamora believer. Also, it's funny that Behem is one of our 1-point mons when he's always Behem's best buddies. I don't think he ever brings it, but like, I don't know. Maybe it could do something.
Yeah, I mean, you could bring it with like
Revomi, since
Reuniclus, do something silly with Trick Room.
honestly, I don't know that I'm that big a Revomi believer. I don't know how good the sticky webs are, but I guess it makes your
I mean,
Goldengo faster
it's the
than like
fastest sticky
everything.
webs you can get.
Yeah,
With
webs
Goldengo,
with
it's harder to
Glamora,
build.
Goldengo. It's a classic. Gen 9 OU classic.
Yeah. Reuniclus is a silly one. You can like randomly win games with Reuniclus a lot if your opponent's not really ready for it. Um, I don't know. Yeah, pretty rock solid. I don't know that I really believe in
Solid.
the Revomi or Whimsicott that much, but the top end is really strong and just pairs together very well. So I think we are now at my team, which is the last one. I had the wheel, and I knew I wanted Terra Hydrapple. After you won with it, I knew I wanted Terra Hydrapple, but I didn't have it at that time.
I mean, honestly, this team looks terrible. I don't even know why whoever drafted this is
Wow.
participating.
Wow. Oh man, this is my team.
I-
I got 3rd place last season. I first picked Terra Hydrapple and then Iron Treads because I was on the wheel. And I was like, I am so tired of my teams having terrible hazard control. I'm taking Iron Treads or Great Tusk. Great Tusk was gone. Iron Treads it is. Whatever.
I mean, obviously, both of those mods are very good.
I
Yeah.
love Iron Treads.
I think Iron Treads is a kind of nice deal at only 16 points, too.
So good. It increased in price from last season because I used it and I realized it's not a 15 pointer. It's crazy.
That is fair. And then I
Pokemon.
got I literally I drafted Rain one season and then I was like, I miss Blaziken and Toxapex too much. I'm never not drafting them again in this league. And so far I've been able to do that. So I do have Blaziken Toxapex. Which I mean I
I do
love.
this.
It's,
They don't really
I mean,
synergize in any way.
they just Toxapex is a good switch in for Blaziken.
That's basically it. They're good switch-ins for each other. But Blaziken's not really bulky, so you don't really want to be switching him into stuff. But, I love those mods. I'm very, very comfortable using them. I feel
I
like
do
people...
think that out of all the drafts, this is one of the least scary offensive top ends. It's just two fighting type birds. That's that's about it. It's quite
That
You
is
really like
true.
the Umbreon on your team, though. I think it.
I am pretty reliant on my, cheap stuff randomly having good offensive matchups to make my life easier. Like, I do feel like sometimes Mega Man Extra can just run through a team.
Yeah,
yeah.
Big hidden powers. Big hidden powers.
absolutely.
Um, and also, randomly learns, every fire move. I don't know why it does, but it sure does.
Yeah, it's got like overheat and flamethrower. That's
Umbreon
it.
and
That's all you need.
Gardevoir both learn 8 bajillion moves.
Yeah. I also really like
I
Frostlass. Frostlass shows
I
up in a
love
lot of your
Frostlass.
sets. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I think Frostlass is nice. It's a spiker. I was like, I really think spikes go hard
Just
on my team.
Yeah, the
just
spikes are
super
really good.
scary.
Have you ever seen because it's so fast too, people will run a wide lens poltergeist triple axle set.
Uh, no, that's kind of heat though.
That's crazy.
And
I
it
also,
like fucks teams up sometimes.
I think Lycanroc Midnight is kind of real. It is so evil that it doesn't get Accelerock though. Why do any of the Lycanrocs not get Accelerock?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one slow one doesn't get a Celeron. Come on.
But,
It gets no guard with basically nothing to take advantage of it other than Stone Edge.
I mean, Stoner's the best thing though.
More than enough. It's the
Yeah.
best, one of the
I mean,
better
it's 3
offensive
points.
types.
You don't get to do any of the silly no guard things like Dynamic Punch.
I mean, no, that's only Machamp.
No, you got ground ghost guy.
Oh, Golurk. Yeah,
Yes.
you're right. Umbreon, I don't know. I'm really not a believer in the Umbreon, but we'll see how it feels. I might wind up dropping it, but
I feel like the Umbreon's really good. I think especially if it ever works out that you could make it a Terra Captain, I think that would be a really good defensive mon on your team. Because your Blaziken and your Toxapex are both weak to Psychic, and Umbreon's a really good switch in for the Psychic types.
that's true. And so is Galarian Zapdos. We literally haven't said a single word about Galarian Zapdos
I mean, it's
besides
just
Amber
there.
acknowledging that I had a fighting type bird. But
It's a
I
kicking chicken.
I really what sold me. I felt it was a very good value Terra. It only was 1 point per Terra attacks, and it can bulk up, and also just a very offensively threatening mod. Um, and it's a kicking chicken. How have I not thought of this yet? I've been the kicking chicken for so long, and I haven't had the other kicking chicken yet.
Good.
And now you have. Now the cycle is
Now it's
complete.
perfect. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like this team really might need fiddling with, but I don't know. I feel like I can. I feel like I gotta prep well this season. I think my games will not be easy. I do not have Dragapult to turn my brain off and sometimes just Dragon Dance and win anymore.
I mean, Blaziken Speed Boost can do the same thing sometimes.
That is true. I'm very comfortable with Blaziken too.
Get one Swords Dance off on a mispredict on the opponent's part, and you go to town.
That's true. And I feel like I really brought very little Sword Stance last season, so I feel like people might not super expect it. I was special Blaziken randomly a lot last season. It's kind of nice. I could be it sometimes this season.
Well, you can even be mixed Blaziken. You can throw off an overheat and then just kill it with close combats.
Oh my god, yes! I love overheat Blaziken. I saw
Oh
someone
yeah,
run a
I bring
jetpack
overheat
overheat
eject sometimes. I haven't done that in a while, but
to
that is
just
fun.
chunk a great tusk and then switch out. It's
No,
so good.
it's pretty
Yeah.
great. So you kind of have to be a protect on that set too, but you want to be protect on Blaziken a decent amount of the time anyway. All right, do we want to just try to agree on maybe a top 3 or a top 5 teams from here?
I think Butts is one of the top.
I was gonna say Butts is really good. I just think Mega Zam is
I
very scary.
I'll give my personal top 3, I guess, and then we
Alright.
can each do that. I
Yeah,
think
that's
Butts I think Behemoth's Best Buddies is one of my personal scariest ones when I look at it, at least.
Oh, interesting.
I think that the bundle Golden Go Roaring Moon Glamora core is obnoxious, and I
Yeah,
also
the
that
third
Whimsicott
the
and
third round
Rabombi down
roaring
at the
move was
bottom.
really nice for him, I think.
Just the low point mons, I think, have a lot of value on that team and can actually come to games. In addition to just having crazy broken threats.
That's
And then I don't know. Let me look at the overview again real quick. I'm trying to think of what number 3 was.
I think I'm still sharing my screen.
Yeah, I'm looking. Probably just.
We're about to be over an hour, y'all.
I mean, they're usually an hour.
They have not been. Cause I get impatient when I'm by myself.
That's fair.
There's also not really nearly enough.
Takeaways.
Okay, sorry.
Everyone's drafts are pretty good.
What was your third
But
one, Michael?
Here wait. So what are the top ones? I think it was one of the top ones.
I feel like
Oh
Rom
yeah, the
and
gouging
Rocker
fire.
both
Or no,
have
that's
really good
still
teams.
butts.
You already said Butts, yeah. Rom and
Yeah.
Rocker both have
The
really good
Dragapult
teams.
one. The
Yeah,
Dragapult one. Sneasler,
Rom's
Mega
team is
Diancie,
really good.
Corviknight. That one's crazy.
What would you say, Amber?
I think all of the drafts are like pretty like at a kind of mean level. Like I don't think many of them stray from like 7 to 8 out of 10. I will say Butts is like the scariest on paper. I think I really like Rockers. I think like it's
Rockers is
I
the more we talk about it, I was like, man, that is just like the Switch blender, man. Like
yeah, the regen defense being separated from the offense is kind of to me, but like Greninja and Iron Bandit being two late game win cons that can break for each other is so just nasty.
yeah, I agree. I
I
mean,
don't
Iron
know how to beat
Valley
that. It's good.
can't go wrong.
And yeah,
Alright, so Butts, Rocker.
and
Alright, one more
everyone
standout to
else is
you.
like, yeah, everyone else is just kind of like good, but there's like this one or two things that feel a bit missing, and then like Rocker, and then Butts has the one thing, and
Alright,
very
we're
Butts
just
is the
gonna
most
say you
clear
say.
identity, which makes it scary. Mine is just good stuff, so I don't think it looks that good.
Alright, fine. You only say top two, whatever. We got 2 votes for Butts, 1 vote for Rocker. We're doing a survivor style. I'll also just give a top 3. I like Butts' team also, of course. I mean, like, Megazam is just really, really scary. And again, like, has been on the verge of getting banned for a while, I want to say. So, would not be surprised if this was the season. I also am going to shout out Rom's team. I think Rom's team is super nice with the Dragapult, Mega Diancie, Corviknight. In addition to just like Terra low kicks is very nice value. Terra Arboliva, we'll see. Smeargle, we'll see. Sneasler, of course, wonderful. Otherwise, you know what?
Can you give it to yourself?
No, I'm not gonna give it to myself. I'll also say Rocker. It was too good to pick top 3 in this draft. We have too many good mons. So just getting to pair all of those good mons with like something really broken like Iron Valiant or Dragapult or Mega Alakazam. It's a little silly. I don't like Terra Tinglu. That's really like what put me over the edge for permanent. Like I feel like if it was literally just like Terra Clefable instead of Terra Tinglu, I would say permanent. But alas. Yeah, I kind of agree with what you said about the offense being separated from the defense so dramatically, but he just needs to play well, make some good predictions. He can sometimes do that. We'll see. He's known to clutch up from time to time. Alright, well, thank you if you watched this whole thing. That was a lot of yapping. Anything else
If you
to
watch
say?
this whole thing, you should participate in Little Cup whenever it happens next. Message Speedquack if you're interested.
Alright, plugging the Little Cup. Little Cup is awesome. I love Little Cup. It's always fun. Anything you'd like to say, Amber? Deuces to the people. Alright, we out.
Nope.
Thank you for watching.